Hello, my dear church boys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Saint Robert's podcast. And in this podcast episode, I'm here with the lovely Anna. If you're watching this video, then you can see her. She is the person responding, the person behind my lovely, amazing, handsome looks. And she has helped more, I would say around half of the guys I've coached, she has helped to change their style. So they stop looking like boring nice guys and start looking much better. And you might be in a position where you are thinking about doing something with your style, changing something, spiking something up to start looking a bit more interesting. Because by the way, guys, I've said this in the past many times that I think the easiest and cheapest way to improve your sexual market value is to change your style and grooming. And you might be in a position where you're thinking about doing that, where you want to do that. And well, the sad reality is that we've seen many guys try to do that. And Anna has seen way more guys than I have tried to do that.
Okay.
And she's seen all the mistakes they keep doing over and over again, and it just ends with the same thing as Daygame, that people fall back to their old habits. They start wearing again the oversized jeans that look like shit, and all the other mistakes. So today, Anna is gonna tell you guys how to avoid all the typical mistakes guys are making when they're changing their style. Before we jump into the podcast, a few updates, and actually also let me tell you the reason why we're doing this podcast episode with Anna. Let's start with updates. I am in Riga, Latvia. I'm back in Europe. The coaching season is starting. When you are watching this or listening to this, I'm already on my way to Portugal to coach 2 students there. So if you want to learn Daygame with me this summer in Europe, then there's a link in the description where you can find out everything about how coaching usually works. You can fill the form at the bottom of the page, and then I'll send you all the details, the cities that I'm going to, the prices and dates and everything else. And if everything sounds nice, we're gonna hop on a short WhatsApp call so you can ask me any other questions you have about coaching, and I can ask you everything I need to know about you, because I need to understand your personality a little bit better to be able to help you as well as possible. And well, shortly about the places I'm thinking about visiting, I'm definitely gonna be in Riga, Latvia for May and part of the June, but June is already partially booked. What's happening in May is the next thing I'm gonna talk about. And then in July, I'm thinking about going to a few places where almost no one goes. Let's just say there is a place that people to refer to as the worst country in Europe. And I have not heard of many Daygamers going there, and I'm just curious about going there to experiment, to try it out. If you are completely crazy and adventurous, then maybe you want to join there. But that's just for the guys who are a little bit crazy, because it's gonna be a little bit different environment. But I have a few places in mind for Central Europe. Places that are not as overgamed as Warsaw and other places in Poland, as Prague, as London, as Hungary, places where I don't see a lot of Daygamers going. So I'm going there. If you are learning Daygame with me this summer in Europe, then just ask me about this location. I'm gonna tell it to you once you send me the application, and I don't want to put it out in public. I might also go back to Portugal, and I might also check out some smaller cities in Poland, because again, Warsaw is just overrun with Daygamers. I don't want to go there, but I have some other nice places to check out. And now let's talk about why is Anna here. Well, I wanted to create something where a bunch of Daygamers could get together and meet new wings and just have fun in an environment, in a setting that's just more interesting than simply daygaming and drinking beers and partying. I wanted to create something of higher quality, with more intent. So what we decided to do is we created a Daygamers camp. It was just a wild idea that I threw out there. And the whole idea is a bunch of guys from different parts of the world are coming together to learn not day game, but different things interesting for men and interesting for day gamers. For example, the first thing is they're gonna learn improv. But I don't think classical improv classes are great for day game, because I know several good improv guys who tried day gaming and failed miserably. But there are techniques that I think are amazing and could translate well to day game. So we're gonna have several improv classes with techniques that translate well to day game. That's gonna be thing number one. So you can improvise and storytell on any topic a girl gives you. Second thing they're gonna learn is they're gonna try to learn to improve their style, to stop looking like nice guys, to stop looking boring, and just pimp up the way they look. And Anna, this lovely lady, is gonna give a seminar, or maybe even multiple seminars, on the topics of style, and we're gonna have a Q&A at the end where you guys will be able to ask any questions you have to her. And the third topic we're gonna explore how to get better in bed. We're gonna have several seminars. We're gonna have introduction to BDSM, then impact play, most likely ropes, introduction to ropes, to rope bondage. We're gonna have additional lectures about how to get better at fingering girls and going down on girls. So there are two parts in this world of dating. One is just getting laid once. That is what you learn in day game. That's I don't think that's the hardest part. But then is the second part is how do you get her to come back to you over and over again? And it's very simple. You have to fuck her very, very good. And a lot of women are complaining about how men are in bed. I know that because I've become friends with some women they used to date. And Anna, for example, she's actually my ex from like 10 years ago. And all of that is going to be happening in Riga, Latvia, May 20th to 28th, and for 5 to 10 guys. And I announced this and I said, listen, if you get 5 guys, we're doing this. And in 24 hours, 5 spots were booked and prepaid. And all of this is going to cost you only €600. So if you want to come to this thingy, then send an email to the email address that's again in the description. I'm not creating a landing page, a sales page, or anything like that for this. This is just, I'm doing this for fun. I'm creating lectures that I want to do. I'm going to be going to most of these lectures and hanging out with the guys. And so if you're interested in this, see you there, and you're going to meet Anna in person, and she's going to explain you why you're a moron and should dress differently. Okay, oh, by the way, Anne, if you're not coming to the camp but you like what she's saying, then again, send me an email and she can help you to improve your style remotely. She has done that with around half of the guys I've ever coached. And now let's get down to the conversation with Anna. Okay, well, what are we gonna start with? Someone has decided I'm wearing baggy jeans, baggy sweaters, the typical, I'm sorry, but American thing. And he decided, okay, it's time to do something. Ladies are not looking at me. They think I'm homeless. What do I do? So when they start doing something, what's the first dumb mistake they do?
Usually the problem with guys going to the stores, number one, is they always buy the same stuff. So basically when they have like one baggy jeans and they think, okay, this baggy jeans maybe is not the best, they will go and buy another baggy jeans that will be just new. Okay, but they will keep doing the same stuff because, and this is not only for guys, it is for everybody. When we go to the store, we go to stuff that is already familiar. So we go to something that we know and it makes sense psychologically. But the idea, if you want to actually change, usually I say you'd better take a girl with you. Maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your ex. Maybe it's your stylist, who of course would be the best. But the idea is to have help. Okay, when you want your teeth fixed, you go to the professional. Here is the same thing, or at least have another person to look at you from the side. It will give you a little different perspective.
Okay, I don't fully understand this. Could you explain me more? What do you mean by they're buying the same stuff? Let's say they had jeans, like I have some cheap jeans from Pull&Bear, and I want to change something. So what am I doing? What's my mistake?
Your mistake is that you're going to buy absolutely the same jeans you will buy if you are used to having only t-shirts. You don't ever wear shirts or polos. You will buy another t-shirt. It will be just a new one, but it will be basically the same.
So, but I'm trying to change my style.
Yeah. So now you need to open up a little bit.
So the mistake is wanting and not doing anything, or.
Yes, the idea is that if you want to change something, you just don't go and buy t-shirt another color.
So the idea would be, let's say I want to change something. I've been wearing only t-shirts. I never wear t-shirts. T-shirts are disgusting because for like price of 2 t-shirts, you can buy a shirt that's gonna last you 10 times longer than a t-shirt.
This is not advice for everybody, guys, but for Robert it works.
So what I'm doing is, instead of looking at different options that
you already have. Basically.
Yeah, like I only look at t-shirts, and I'm not looking at polo shirts or dress shirts or like casual shirts or I don't know, fishnet shirts or wife beaters.
This is a good idea for the next style for you, Robert.
Yes.
Fishnet. Oh my God.
So the first mistake would be not expanding your horizon enough.
Exactly.
Is what we're talking.
So the idea is to look broader. Okay, because especially with fashion, we have so many options. Fishnets, for example. No, I'm kidding. But the idea is to open up your mind a little bit. Remember Matrix? Free your mind. Okay, so you need to open up a little bit more, because usually we have a tunnel vision, especially if for last 25, 35 years you were wearing basically the same stuff. So this is why I'm saying you need another perspective from maybe another person, okay? Or find a blogger that you like, or look online, you know? You need to find another inspiration.
Yeah, and the problem I think with a lot of those, not bloggers, but like Instagrams, you look at these Instagram profiles and the guys who are popular in that sphere are usually fairly good looking and fairly fit, and it looks good on them. And then you try on that whatever t-shirt or whatever you try on, and it looks completely like shit on you. And the other thing is, a lot of those styles show t-shirts, and again, you know that you told that t-shirts work for other people, not for me, but I think t-shirt is kind of thing that looks good when it's new. And you wash it, even if it's a decent t-shirt, you wash it a few times and it looks like shit.
Yeah,
like
this is why it's cheap.
Yeah, and even if it's not that cheap, you know?
No, but see, t-shirt is a thing that you need to have a lot. Because if you have 2 t-shirts, basically in 3 weeks, you're done, okay? So I'm not saying buy like crazy expensive t-shirts. It doesn't really make sense, because t-shirts are made of cotton. Cotton is not made for 2,000 washes, okay? So basically you need to buy more. So if you like cotton stuff, you need to buy them more frequently. That's it.
So fast fashion, destroy the world, fuck t-shirts.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so first lesson then would be expand your horizons by finding inspiration in bloggers, maybe Instagram, maybe I don't know where else.
Yeah, YouTube, a lot of stuff. And also talk to your friends, talk to your girl friends.
Probably, by the way, there are a lot of YouTube channels for men that are going in the direction of 7 things you must wear for girls to like you, and then shit like that. Like, is that something that's worth exploring? I always make fun of those channels and never watch anything, but
you know, if you are absolutely a newbie, if you wear t-shirt and jeans for last 35 years, then yes. If you already know something about the way how you can look nice and dress up and stuff like this, maybe no. But what I'm saying is that if your goal is to have girls to like you, ask a girl. That actually makes sense, you know, because when you go to your guy friends and ask them, like, what do I do? They will not give you any information. They have their own way. But the girl will tell you, you know, oh, listen, you would look so nice in a fishnet. I'm sorry, I cannot just forget this image. Anyway, so ask a friend who's a girl. It's always a very good option. Maybe go shopping with her. She will, believe me, she will have a time of her life.
If you buy her a few things, basically what Anna is telling, take your girls shopping.
No, this is not, no. But you know what I mean? This is the perspective of the girl. Yeah. And even if she will not give you the exact style that you like or you look good in, she will broaden your horizons a little bit. you know.
Okay, and she will tell you not to wear NATO straps on your watch, like this type of straps.
Yes, she will.
I just like NATO straps. Anyways, okay, that's tip number one. Guys, they take a girl, they go shopping.
Yeah.
What's the next wall they're hitting?
The next one, if they go to shop alone, this is, guys, this is for you. I don't know. This is a psychology thing. I was talking to one psychologist about it, and this is the whole thing about men and women. So when a woman wants help, okay, if she cannot find something in a store or walking, she's lost, her phone is dead, whatever, she will go and ask for help. But you,
Strong, and I'm a strong, independent man.
yeah, but I'm not talking only about you, it's about all the guys. You will die from thirst and hunger before you will ask for help. And this is a huge problem because when guys going to the store, for him, this is like enemy territory, you know? He has no idea the sizes, the colors, the whatever, and he will not ask for help. He will like look around the store, not asking for advice or help from a shopping assistant, and he will go home with the depression and stress and everything else without any shopping, okay? So the idea is, believe me, you have to come to the shopping assistant and tell her, listen, I need to look sexy, or I need a blazer, or whatever. And she will help you because most of the stores don't have everything on the floor. They have something in the back. They have another sizes in the back. They have another sizes in another store, or, you know, stuff like this. But for guys, this is a huge problem.
I think we've seen this a lot with the lookbooks that you create for guys.
Yeah.
Because the short version, the way Anna usually works with my guys is she creates lookbooks for guys. And what does that mean? She hops on a short video call with a guy and takes a look at how he looks, how he dresses, takes a look at his wardrobe, and just finds out what his life is like what his job is, hobbies, etc. And the beautiful thing is these guys can talk with her about Daygame and tell, okay, this is where I'm daygaming, this is what I'm doing, this is what my life is like. And then she does that to understand what could and would work for this guy. And then more or less 2 weeks later, she sends the guy a PDF lookbook where it's okay, this is what you can wear when you're going to work, and a few examples. This is what you could wear when you're going to do your hobbies with your friends. This is what you can wear when you're going on a date, etc. And it's separated in separate kind of scenarios. And then at the end of the lookbook, she puts in a shopping list of things you should buy with examples. And the way she also makes sure she tries to do it so that you can mix and match those things, so you don't have to buy too many things to change your style. And this part usually works very good, but then there's the second part, because when she sends you the lookbook, you are going shopping and you have 2 weeks where Anna is helping you implement everything with the lookbook. And that means you're going to a store, you're picking out things that look like things in the lookbook, you put them on, you take photos, and then you send them all to Anna. It doesn't mean that guys can send her like 20 pictures every day, but it means in 2 batches, you can send like a couple dozen pictures in 1 batch, then she'll say, yeah, that's good, that's bad, you're gonna change this, and you do that again, and then that's it. And usually this works very good, but the one problem we've seen a lot where you have to point it out to the guys is they go to the store and they try to find everything on their own, and they're not usually, very often they make mistakes, because you're not going to find a blazer just like the blazer in that picture. And then you're trying to look for something similar, but it's not that similar. Or it's not a blazer, it's a suit jacket that's way too big for you. And that's a problem. So what we're talking about here is exactly that mistake where instead of doing that, you go to the shop assistant and you say, hey, listen, my stylist gave me this lookbook. I need this type of a blazer. I need this type of a shirt or this type of shoes. What do you have that's most similar to that?
Yeah.
Of course, I think that there's one problem that guys can run into is they can go to a store that's a little bit too salesy. Like that would be my concern. Because why I don't like to, I don't very often like to talk to people in the shops because they're very salesy. And if they don't have what I'm looking for, they're gonna try to sell me something else.
Yeah.
So, but is that solved when you go away from really cheap stores or not? Or does it get amplified when you go to more expensive stores or?
Not really. It depends. Every store has their own policy of how they're selling stuff, okay? But like we used to have one store which I never went to, not alone, not with my clients, because they had a wolf pack policy. I think I've told you about that. So basically, they didn't have any mirrors inside the how you call this
Fitting room.
the fitting room. Yeah, so the client needed to go outside, and then there were a few shopping assistants who were making a circle around them and coming close. It's like it was horrible. Thank God this store closed, because it was like really scary to go there. So it depends on the policy. But if you think that it's a little bit too much, you get intimidated and everything, you just leave and you go to the next store. You just don't. But one more thing, what I didn't say about the shopping assistant. The problem with guys is that you never know your size.
Yeah.
Men, you have no idea what your size is. And Robert, you actually used to have this problem as well. Before I started working with him. Yeah, but this is true. So guys don't know their size. And when the shopping assistant sees you, and if she or he is a professional, he'll tell, okay, you are whatever, this size, okay? And they will give you the size. And also, which you don't understand, when you work with a shopping assistant or with a stylist, it's much easier. You go to the fitting room and they bring you your size. You don't need to look for something. You don't need to be frustrated because you cannot find what you're looking for. Okay, so please go to the shopping assistant.
Okay, is there a major chain in Europe that would be in most countries that if guys go in there, they're gonna get decent advice and it's not gonna be a wolf pack where they're trying to sell you shit you don't need?
You will be surprised. Zara.
Yeah, okay.
And usually what I like about Zara, usually in the men's department, there are men who are working. And this is very good because they definitely know the size, they know the style, and they're very good with helping customers.
I'm not a fan of quality in Zara though. Like it's H&M
Yeah, but
quality for not H&M price.
it's a little bit higher than H&M quality, but if you don't want to spend a lot of money and you
Yeah.
want a quick change, you go to Zara and you
Basically,
can.
you start with that, you figure out what works for you, and then in the future, if you're gonna change some, and again, I think this is only for guys who are working with you with the lookbook.
Yeah.
Whatever you put on in the store, just take photos, send them to Anna, and then you tell them, okay, listen, they told you need it, you don't need it, and just if guys are really, really scared that they're gonna, I think it's something to think about, that this idea that they're gonna sell me something I don't need, because I've seen shop assistants do that with Pablito when we went shopping in Portugal.
Yeah, okay.
Like they were just like, it was really aggressive. I was like, okay, I can't do shit here, like whatever. But I think yes, there is that risk, but I think the risk of not talking to shop assistants because of that is much, much greater. Okay, yeah.
But about quality, I understand that Zara maybe is not, but mixing and matching is a trend right now. So if you have a Gucci bag or Gucci whatever, and if you have pants from Zara and I don't know, baseball hat from H&M, it's okay. Right now it's actually more trendy.
So I'm doing the right thing basically.
Exactly.
We're wearing some really cheap shit and some really expensive shit.
Yes, because otherwise if you all covered in Chanel, and you smell by Chanel, now it's a little bit like you will look goofy and a little weird, and it's like you're trying to show that you have money. But if you, you like very good, expensive watches, for example, or shoes or whatever, but everything else is pretty cheap, but stylish and fits you. This is super important. That will look okay.
Actually, I also, guys, this is an important part. I like some quality things, like I like watches, and I'm thinking about getting some really good shoes. But I don't like spending money on dumb shit like clothes. Like I don't buy expensive shirts or pants or anything like that. And for day gamers or guys who are dating a lot, I think this is very expensive, important, because this is not as important if you're like 25 or maybe like 30, early 30s. But once you hit 40 and plus, and if you're like late 40s or 50 or older, this becomes extremely, extremely important. You are going out with girls way younger than you, and with the amounts of sugar culture we have right now, you are risking being perceived as a guy they can get shit from. And most girls are not like that. And even most girls who are into sugar dating, I have nothing against it. That's fine. But most girls who are into that, They actually only do that on sites, and they are not gonna try to like get something from a guy they meet on the street. But there are exceptions, and those exceptions are just as you imagine a good day gamer who will be able to sleep with a girl who has never done anything crazy in her life. She's a good church girl, and then boom, same delay, and then some crazy shit happens. Just as there are good day gamers like that, there are girls like that who can play you like a little kid and get stuff from you. So you won't even see that coming, and unfortunately that's kind of the reality. The risk of that happening is extremely low. Well, not extremely, it's low, depends on where you go. But the older you get, the more important this becomes, and the way to avoid that, even if you like good stuff like watches or shoes, whatever, don't wear everything from really, really good brands just so you're not on like a nice shiny thing where it's obvious you have shitload of money. If you have your lovely Rolex Submariner, a watch that I think any sugar baby will recognize, then you know, maybe wear a different watch, just as expensive. Wear a Panerai, she will not know what that is. Anyways, I think we covered the second mistake of not talking to professionals, not talking to the shop assistants. Let's say they start talking to, they've expanded their horizons, they've started talking to shop assistants to get help. What's the next wall they hit? Was the next mistake?
Well, we already kind of started to talk about that when guys buy brands, but not the style. So I understand the idea that it's very easy when I go to the brand store, like high-end stuff, you know, and I just tell the guy, okay, I need a suit or whatever, a look, and they just give you everything expensive. Basically, that's it. Okay, and it maybe even will fit you and suit you, and it will be okay, but it will have nothing to do with your actually style, with how you feel, with the way you live, with, you know, with all the other stuff. So when you want to get something branded and cool and expensive and high end, this is very good, but it still has to fit you. Okay, not your body, but you. So if you really, really want brands, first you find your style, and then you go to the brand stores to find things that will suit the style that you have. Okay, not the other way around. Don't try to find your style in the branded store. It just doesn't really work. This is why I like Zara, because you can go inside, and this is actually, guys, for you, I would really recommend to do. When you go into the like cheap store, it can be H&M, Zara, whatever, Pull&Bear, and you try on things that you would never try.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck.
In your life ever.
Yeah.
Fishnet, Robert, this is, I need that picture.
Shirt like this.
Yes.
Like this. Yeah.
He was hesitant about that.
I have a lot of I bought a lot of shit with you that I would never even put on. I had this like a year ago. Like you guys know that if you watched my videos when I did more video content, I don't do videos now. You can see that for like 6 months in a row, I have the same shirt, same two shirts, just because I travel with two shirts. That's what I have, like chill out. And previous season, I had this hockey kind of jungle looking shirt, and I would have never tried it on. But actually, Anna showed me that shirt when we went into COS, and it was expensive as fuck, but it was incredibly really nice shirt. Also, I was in Colombia and Peru, and I was sweating a lot because you're in a jungle, but it dries super fast. It was amazing. Yeah. So yeah, and this, fuck this.
By the way, you said about cost. I would recommend cost. It's a little bit much better quality than let's
COS
say
is
Zara.
very good quality.
Yeah,
like,
but cost.
really
But
good.
you know what? That cost is actually H&M.
I know.
It's like
yeah,
a higher.
but it's a higher end.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so I was saying about brands. Yeah, so stop looking for your style there. Find your style and then buy branded stuff that goes with your style.
So maybe you can even start with doing style on a budget.
Yes.
And then if you like that expensive shit, then go do that once you figure out your style. Because
Exactly.
I think it's sort of similar than day game coaching. Like you want to learn to understand who you're going to work with and not hire the first person you find. Because most guys I coach, I'm the second coach for them, or even third. Like most guys I've worked with have had coaching before with the biggest names in the industry, and probably a lot of guys, they made their mistake, and then they had to correct it, and they have to learn what's good coaching. And here, they have to learn what works for them, and then spend some more money to look really, really good, and so they can start with Zara. Do you know Nordstrom in the US?
Yes.
Do you know?
It's good. It's
Because
good.
I looked at one watch there once, and they were not pushy at all. Like they were super professional. I don't know if that's really the case, but that's the feeling I got when I was there.
The problem with Nordstrom for me would be that they have a, such a big range of everything that you might be a little bit lost
Well,
there.
you ask the staff there because
Yes,
they
yes,
know
that's true.
they know
That's
what's
true.
up.
That's true.
They know their inventory. It seemed like that at
Yeah,
least
yeah,
when I
yeah.
was there.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is so about the brand stuff. First style, then go higher end.
Yeah, so start with style. Figure out your style, and then if you want to spend money on higher quality
You can
shit,
do
which
that.
I think people should do, you know, like good shoes, like good things that are gonna last you longer,
I
that you can
agree.
get, especially shoes that you can fix for like 20 years
Yeah.
for a price that's cheaper than a cheap pair of shoes, probably. Like a cheap pair of
Let's
shoes.
not wear one shoes for 20 years, Robert.
No, I'm not saying that
I know
one
you're a little
shoes.
cheap, but
I'm very cheap. No, I'm not saying one pair for 20 years, but if you have like 7 pairs and they're all really good and repairable shoes that
yeah.
you can wear them for 20 years.
Yeah, so about the shoes, one more thing I
I
was not
think
going
so. I
to
don't know.
talk I was not going to talk about it today, but one thing that you should really take care about is your accessories. And shoes go there too, because women, we do not see the whole picture usually. We catch with our eyes, we see the small stuff, okay? So we see the shoes, and it's not about being super expensive. If it says a Chanel or Gucci or Louis Vuitton, whatever it says on your shoes, it's a little too flashy actually for us. For not maybe for us, but for me definitely. And the thing is that, but we see the small details. Okay, he's thinking his shoes are looking stylish. His shoes match everything that he's wearing. It's not from another era, you know, from another story. And also the thing is that, like the watch, okay, he's taking care of his style, whatever bracelets or stuff like this. So we see those things. So you should really, really think about details if we're talking about dating or gaming or day gaming or stuff like that.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. So my favorite is.
By the way, we could maybe do like a seminar or a video on accessories at some point.
We
Because
could.
I think it's a very big topic and it kind of changes with age. Like you can like do cheaper shit when you're super young and then you're like 40 plus if you care about kind of classiness and whatever. Because again, this idea that guys can like be 50 plus and be like you will need something more than game if you're 50 plus. Like you will need very good style. She will need to make sure you're a decent. You can be the guy who's like creep who's hitting on a girl because he's like, why are you like a 50 plus and hitting on this 22-year-old girl? You can This can be really creepy, or you can be the sexy older guy. And the line is
Salt and pepper
yes,
in
and the
your
line
beard.
and the like it really and this comes down in big ways to style and grooming and your fitness. It's super important once you are 50 plus. If you're young, then well, you know, like I know guys who have you can look like shit on Daygame, and that's fine. I mean, you're gonna do better if you do good. You look good, but 50 plus, it's a must basically. Okay, so they're fixed. They expanded their horizons. They're talking to shop assistants. They're not Louis Vuittoning themselves with like big oversized like those Lacoste.
Yeah,
Do you know how much a original Lacoste polo shirt costs?
a lot.
Like something like 100 something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Around 150, I think.
For that price, you can get like one extremely good shirt and two really good shirts and like four decent
Paying
shirts.
for the brand.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And with that big thing, I just saw the new BMW like i7 or whatever, and the like the front thingy, like you know, like this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And there was this joke on Instagram like a few years ago that it gets bigger and then sooner it's gonna be bigger than the car. And this new i7, that thing is fucking like all of the front is just one that it starts to look like a front of a Rolls Royce, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, anyways, let's move on.
So, I think that will be the last thing that basically that we're talking about is that when you find your style, when you look for your style, it has to match your personality. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I see is that as you say, church boy is going to the store and buying all the bad boy stuff, and he thinks he looks like whatever, what was the name of the movie? Grease. The John Travolta, he was very rugged, and macho. And but when a church boy is wearing all the bad boy stuff, it looks very funny on him because he's moving like he did move before. He's talking like he did talk before. He's acting like he acted before. And the problem, especially with girls, is that when we see the picture and we see the action, okay, the movement, the body language, the stuff like this, and it doesn't match, we have like a red
Yeah.
error, sign in our head, and we think it's dangerous. We would never trust a guy who's already lying to us by how he looks, okay? So this is very important. If you are a church boy, you don't wear all the rugged stuff. You get something small. If you want to go a little bit to the bad boy section, okay, you get like a leather bracelet, okay? You get a shirt or a t-shirt maybe with some print, like with bike on it. Not leopard, Robert. Leopard pants and a fishnet t-shirt. This is what we're buying next time we go shopping.
I would wear a leopard print shirt.
Yes, I remember.
I a few times I've almost pulled the trigger in Argentina, but in Argentina clothes are like stupidly expensive and bad quality, so I didn't do it just because of that reason. Okay, well, okay, I have like some counter arguments here that I want to explore. So one thing I tell guys that what's the point of changing your style from a church boy to more of a bad boy is that it's easier. Like when a guy, I'm obviously there are remember SJ?
Yes.
SJ looked oversized jeans, oversized he dressed like SJ. You were dressing like shit. It was terrible. Now you look really good. Before we started recording this podcast, I told Anna how I met you again in New York, and you still looked really good. But with SJ, he looked like a complete nice guy before, and then after doing the lookbook, he was wearing like slim fit jeans, like a nice kind of cool. We got a nice hoodie, like like a leather jacket. Like he bought a real good, like expensive as fuck leather jacket, and he changed the shoes. He changed a lot, and he went to that bad boy side, and what happened with him is by doing that he changed his behavior. He was walking around with a swag, but I think for him there was a difference. Before he learned Daygame, he was banging strippers, like by spending money and dating them and then buying them shit, whatever, but he was banging strippers, and he was already into like a lot of dumb shit, and we've had our kind of crazy adventures with him, and
I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, not those types of adventure. That's with different wings. But nothing gay. Don't get me wrong. But so how I see is that for some guys, changing the style changes how they behave, and that's easier than changing behavior first.
Let's say yes and yes. Look.
So yes, and I'm wrong. Thank you. End of podcast.
You're wrong and right at the same time. We're both right, actually. So look, what I did with his lookbook, I didn't give him ripped everything, chains, because it would look weird.
Well,
But
yeah.
I did give him one ripped jeans. I did give him just a usual normal white, if I remember correctly, it was a while ago, white sneaker,
Yeah.
some hoodies.
Yeah.
Hoodies are not for the bad guys, it's
Yeah.
for everybody. But with ripped jeans, with the right leather bracelet or some kind of a chain and stuff, it would look good. But what I'm saying is don't go too far. You can try some things and you mix and match, but you don't go John Travolta in Greece.
Also, just don't go extreme, is what you're saying.
Exactly. I'm saying you try it a little bit, you put something one another, and then yes, when you get a little bit more of a swag, a little bit more of a self-conscious, like you will feel different, of course, because whatever you say, you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel yourself and you think, Today I'm like, whatever. So yes, but don't go to the extreme opposite of what you actually are. It just doesn't work.
Okay.
If you're a church boy, you wear church boy. Well, you wear something in between. You wear jeans and a t-shirt with a bike on it, for example, with a bike on it, white sneakers, and but if you're a good boy and you need still to work in an office, for example, and a blazer. And so you have both of the worlds and you put them together and you don't look funny and you don't act funny because it doesn't suit you really inside. Okay, so it's very important. The style, whatever you're trying to change, it still needs to be you, not a picture from Instagram,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it
that
doesn't
makes
matter.
sense.
It works. It actually really, really works very good, both for guys and girls. You can do an extreme makeover. From you, I don't know, I would make a very nice boy. A very nice boy with almost, a
But I
halo.
can't. I don't have
And
hair.
no, I mean style-wise, but it would work only for the picture. And
No, but
with you, I would say you would have to have your head tilted down and your eyes down because you can see all the things that I know about you in your eyes, So it works for one picture for the photo shoot, but it doesn't work in life.
Yeah. Well, what I'm doing actually is I'm kind of I've experimented with this. Like I'm toning down with my like aggressive style. I used to do like for a while I was this like ripped jeans, leather jacket, and
Yeah.
kind of red shirt, and kind of like really bright and in your face leather bracelets, like a watch that's also very expressive. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of going too far. And then I really toned it down. I got like white shoes. I got kind of beige shorts, like beige shirt, like very kind of like light colors.
Yeah.
But and it was like sort of like, but it was still with those accessories. So it's kind of
Yeah.
it's that guy, but he's nice.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying about the two worlds. But when we changed your style at the beginning with the bad boy, which I had to work a lot for you, you need to know that because before the bald head and the beard, there was. Anyway, before that, it took you some time to get used to the idea first, right? Because we were changing pretty much. So first you took the idea, then we started working on it, and it wasn't at one point like in 1 second. It was little by little. Then we went to the like bad boy, and then you could relax. But this bad boy still is somewhere
That's not
here.
because of the style I was wearing.
No, but I think it
That's
works
just
like
life
everything works
experiences.
together. Yeah. But everything works together. Now you don't need to scream that you're a bad boy because you can see that you are.
Yeah. So how we covered everything, or is there?
I think that's like we did cover the main things that I wanted to talk about that are actually important. Do you have any more questions, maybe?
No, but oh, by the way, guys, I don't smoke. This is Anna's, and I only do it when I'm
Just
here.
scold me.
Just
Mom,
so you know.
Mom, I don't do that ever.
Just so you guys know, I'm a healthy, good church boy. Yeah, I'm a vegan. No, fuck that. Anyways, okay.
No, he was for like a week.
No, I was a vegan for 6 months, anyways, guys. So a few things. Number one, if you have any questions for Anna, if you are watching this on YouTube, ask those questions in the comments. If you are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, then simply join our group chat and ask any questions you want to ask there. Tag me when you ask the question because I don't read everything. And to join our group chat where we have more than 450 day gamers going out from literally all over the world, and it's a very technique and action oriented group chat. There's no long theory discussions, no mental masturbation. It's all driven. So join there, ask your questions there, and then in the future we're gonna be making more podcast episodes with Anna once I have more questions. That's number one. Second, if you liked what she told you here and you want to learn more from her, then you are welcome and invited to join our Day Gamers camp. Send me an email and I'll send you all the details about the camp, the date. I mean, you know the dates, you know the prices, but I send you all the schedule, everything that we're doing, and then Anna will be giving at least one lecture there, probably two. If you are here and work with us, you also have an option to go shopping with her. And let me put this to you very simply: if you are from Germany or UK or Switzerland, then Anna is an incredible high-level stylist who learned from the biggest stylists, biggest guys in Russia, because she learned in Russia back in the day. But she's Latvian priced. So this is what I always tell the guys. Listen, guys, like for that quality, like in those countries, you're gonna be paying hundreds per hour, and so if you want to come to the camp, then well, it's gonna be fun. I'm doing this as an adventure for myself to learn shit I'm interested in. And if you're not doing that, but you want to work with Anna, you also have a version to get a lookbook from her. Also, simply send me an email. The email is in the description, and I'll send you all the details about how she usually works with the guys. That's it. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening, and see you guys in the next podcast episode. Ciao, guys.